Hey everyone, welcome to Toons. I'm Luke and in today's video we're going to be breaking down the trailer for DC Showcase Batman: A Death in the Family. Now when I first heard they were making this film, I was quite excited. I do love the original A Death in the Family storyline, and I was incredibly excited to see what I was hoping would be a comic accurate adaptation of this story. We have previously had an adaptation of it in the Batman Under the Red Hood film, but they made a lot of changes to simplify the story for that version of the film. Well, I couldn't have been more wrong, but I couldn't be more happy that I was wrong. When they eventually released the trailer a month back now, all became revealed. I raced to watch the trailer and I saw from just the thumbnail that this film was going to be in continuity with Batman Under the Red Hood. Batman Under the Red Hood is my absolute favourite DC animated movie. In fact, I love Batman Under the Red Hood so much that one of my earliest videos is about how they adapted the graphic novel into the film. So if you want to know more about the history of the comic and the original film, as well as my opinions on them, go check out that video. So I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get like a prequel to Batman Under the Red Hood. They're gonna take the flashback sequence and they're gonna expand upon it, and then I press play. Yep, all that stuff's happening. They're expanding on the flashbacks for Batman Under the Red Hood, and then the card came up. This is an interactive film. This couldn't be a more perfect film to make interactive. So if you don't know about the history of the original, what are you doing? Go watch my other video. But basically, following the conclusion of the second issue, the final page said if you want Robin to live, ring this number. If you want Robin to die, ring this number. The original story was interactive. Fans had voted for Robin to die. So this film is actually attempting to recreate that decision that they gave to fans all those years ago. Film, while yes, technically acting as a prequel to Batman Under the Red Hood, and opens the film up to so many more different versions. They brought back the writer and the director and a lot of the cast from the original film, and I love that film so much. And from everything I've seen from this film and just knowing the work of the people working on it, I'm just beyond excited about the possibilities of this film. So Batman Under the Red Hood does open with about a 5-minute flashback to the A Death in the Family story. Well, it looks like in this film we are going to see that mission play out from start to finish. I love this version of Batman. Bruce Greenwood does an amazing job, and this version of Robin, Vincent Martella, is absolutely fantastic. Both of them are returning for this film. Who would have thought the voice of Phineas would make such an angsty Robin? And during this section where they're showing us the mission before the big decision, you do see a few clips that do look like they are almost directly pulled from the original animated film. From there we see the decision card that we mentioned earlier, and you see 3 options. Robin dies, Robin cheats death, or Batman saves Robin. Now apparently there are 4 unique versions of this film, so there's clearly at least one extra place where you'll make decisions. They have said there'll be multiple decisions that you need to make in the film, although I imagine some of them only lead to slight variations in the story. But there are 4 truly unique versions of the film. They are Under the Red Hood Reloaded, Jason Todd's Rebellion, Robin's Revenge, and Red Hood's Reckoning. And although I can't fully be sure which version is which, I think we can sort of tell which way each individual version is heading. So if we look at Under the Red Hood Reloaded, I think that definitely seems to be that if you choose for Robin to die, as we'd expect, that would mainly lead to events similar to Batman Under the Red Hood. I will say most of the footage we do see that involves the Red Hood in this trailer does appear to be directly lifted from the film. There are a few slightly unique shots, but I don't know how much is actually going to be different. Obviously it's definitely going to be a condensed version of the film. It's possible that we're going to be seeing the film from Jason's point of view. This version of the film does seem to include Nightwing as well, and we've had no mention of Neil Patrick Harris returning to voice any additional lines for Nightwing, and we also haven't heard about Jensen Ackles returning to voice any additional lines for the Red Hood. In Under the Red Hood, Vincent Martella was only the voice of Jason while he was young because he was a teenager, and Jensen Ackles voiced the adult Red Hood. But 10 years on from that film, Vincent Martella is an adult now, so it's possible they get him to play both the young and adult Jason Todd. But then we have the 2 decisions that I think are going to be slightly more interesting. We're going to be seeing what happens if Batman saved Robin or if Robin cheated death. Jason Todd's rebellion, and that appears to be aligning with the Hush character we see in the trailer. And going off of some of the stuff they revealed at the DC Fandom panel a week back, they said that even though Jason does survive, he's incredibly injured, hence the bandages. This version of Jason finds himself blaming Bruce, saying that he should never have let a kid join him in fighting crime. The concept of Batman training a child to fight crime is something that really, when you think about it, doesn't sit well with most people. So to see him face the consequences of this action definitely seems interesting. You do also see that Barbara is in the film, and she's in a wheelchair. Barbara's been paralysed by the Joker, and Jason's been hospitalised by him, so that's definitely going to be an interesting idea to explore. You do also see some recreations of some scenes from Under the Red Hood, but this time, instead of the Red Hood at the gang meeting, it's Hush at the gang meeting. We also see a scene with the Hush Robin trying to take out Cheetah, and we do see Commissioner Jim Gordon in this scene. Jim Gordon wasn't in the original Under the Red Hood film, so it's definitely interesting to see him in there. And the Hush storyline, obviously with Robin surviving, looks like it picks up almost directly after the events of A Death in the Family. As you can see, Batman is still wearing his yellow chest emblem. Robin's Revenge. We do of course see a Red Robin character in the film. I imagine Robin's revenge is, of course, if Batman does manage to save Robin and he comes out of it largely unscathed. And we can see from the trailer that he adopts the Red Robin persona, or at least the Red Robin costume. Again, you see more scenes with Red Robin that are recreating scenes from Under the Red Hood. Seems to shoot Black Mask's office the same way that the Red Hood did that. Although, is it Black Mask? The trailer definitely cuts it to make it look like that. It's very possible that they're just intercutting it with stuff from the Red Hood storyline. Because later on we do see that Red Robin is trying to take out Two-Face. And there seems to be a big fight with Two-Face. And you see a split screen in the trailer. You can see a version where Red Robin seems to be winning the fight against Two-Face, and a version where he seems to be losing the fight against Two-Face. Which again just shows us that there'll be multiple decisions you have to make within this film. He's going to be voiced by Gary Cole, who is also going to be voicing Commissioner Jim Gordon. We also know Talia al Ghul is going to be in the film, and she's going to be voiced by Zara Fazal, who actually voices the character of Talia in Young Justice. Of course, Talia was a fairly big player in the resurrection of Jason Todd in the original Under the Red Hood storyline. But in the film, they shifted the focus more towards her father, Ra's, just to simplify the story. And she did technically appear in the film, but it was more of a non-speaking cameo, so it's great to see that she's in this film. It's kind of weird because even though this is an almost 2-minute trailer, it's really a trailer for about 3 or 4 different versions of the same film, and it's very hard to piece together what's from what. The 4th title that they gave us is called Red Hood's Reckoning. It sounds almost like he's going to be redeemed, so maybe it's the events of the original film playing out, but at some point he chooses to atone for his mistakes. I know something they did say is one of the branches of the film will be 20 minutes long. I imagine that's the main version of the film, which is the Under the Red Hood Reloaded. And then they said 2 of the branches are going to be 7 minutes long. I presume that'll be the Hush and the Red Robin version. And then they did say there is one particular branch that only lasts for 30 seconds. Is it possible Red Hood's Reckoning is a 30-second thing, or maybe that's another 7-minute thing? Is a lot of this film going to be actually new original content? Are they going to be reusing a lot of animation from Batman Under the Red Hood, but maybe they take a certain character out of a shot and replace the Red Hood with Red Robin? So it does appear that overall there's going to be quite a lot of footage, probably about 45 minutes of footage for this entire film if you add up all the different versions of the film, which when you think about it, are actually incredible. The last time they made one of these DC Showcase sets, the main feature, Superman Shazam Return of Black Adam, it was only about 22 minutes long, so this short film looks like it's shooting that right out of the water. Also, the last time they did a DC Showcase, we did have the one main feature and you had 3 other short features. Well, this time we have 4 short features. Of course, those other 4 shorts have all already been released. They are Sergeant Rock, Adam Strange, Death and The Phantom Stranger, and they've been released across varying films. Although it's still playing second to the A Death in the Family short, they are part of the main feature. You are buying a collection of shorts here. I mean, I love short films, and I've got to say these DC animated short films have been absolutely fantastic. This time round, apart from obviously the Batman short, which is spearheading the release, They've chosen some slightly more obscure characters here. These aren't the A-listers, they're not even the B-listers. They're probably more like the D-list characters in DC's catalogue, but that allows them to be a little bit more free and do what they want with the characters, and it allows them to tell these really interesting stories that we haven't seen before. And all 4 of the shorts are phenomenal. I mean, if people are interested, I'm happy to talk more about those shorts in a future video. Now, if you definitely are interested in getting this set, you can of course buy it on Blu-ray. It will also be available on digital, but I think there is something that you should know about that. The digital release will not be interactive. If you want to get the interactive version of the film, which I think most of us can agree that this is probably going to be the optimal way to enjoy seeing this story unfold, buying it on digital does just not allow for the interactive element. It's just going to be a straight MP4. And so if you are buying it as a digital version, you are getting the 4 versions of the film that I mentioned earlier. They're 4 predetermined versions of the story. It's definitely going to take some of the joy away because you are not making those decisions. You're not even going to see what decisions you've missed making. These 4 versions of the film do seem to solely relate to that initial decision of will Robin live or die. As we've discussed, there are going to be multiple different decisions for you to make throughout this film. Not to mention the Blu-ray version, the interactive version of the film, is going to have an additional 5 minutes of footage that you will not be able to access at all on the digital version. Now, whether that's a whole 5-minute chunk of film that you just don't get the option to see, or whether it's split up between lots of little decisions here and there, I'm not entirely sure, but 5 minutes could be a big chunk of one of these branches. So in case you can't tell, I think the Blu-ray is the way to go with this particular title. I mean, I love Blu-rays and I always go for the Blu-ray version anyway, but I do think it's something to be aware of. If you are getting the digital version of the film, you will be missing out on certain things. Additionally, if you buy the digital version as the feature, you will receive Under the Red Hood Reloaded as well as the 4 shorts, but the other 3 versions of A Death in the Family will actually be in the bonus features section of a digital download, which if you're buying it from a retailer such as iTunes, that definitely provides extras. That's not something to worry about, but if you're someone that buys your digital releases from Google Play or Amazon Video, you need to be aware that they don't actually include bonus features. Although if you have access to the Movies Anywhere app in the US, you probably would be able to still access the bonus features. Just be aware that certain online digital retailers don't provide you with the bonus content. So you will only be getting that 1 version. And so if you're not sure whether your digital film provider does provide you with extras, I probably want to double check that before you do. All this like little confusion definitely makes you think, just get the film on Blu-ray, you know, provided you have a Blu-ray player. But if you are set on buying this film digital, you don't like collecting physical media, just make sure you are going to be buying it from somewhere that is going to provide you with the extras for the film. Because really, without seeing the alternate versions, what is the point? Overall, I'm really excited about this film. You know, I can't wait to hear Bruce Greenwood and Vincent Martella and John DiMaggio back, that they played over 10 years ago in that first film so well. As I'm sure you're all aware now, I'm beyond excited for this film. I can't wait for it to come out, and when it comes out, you bet I'm going to be reviewing every single version of this film, and I'm going to be reviewing like the experience of interacting with it. I can't wait. It comes out in a month, and that month can't come soon enough. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps the video get seen by more people. And I feel like not enough people know about how this film is being released digitally, so let's get that information out to people, guys. Let's like the video and share it around and comment, you know, get it seen by more people. Woo! If you want to see more videos from me like this, I've recently reviewed some of the DC animated films. I did Superman Man of Tomorrow and Deathstroke Knights and Dragons. Oh, and I'm also going to be reviewing Phineas and Ferb Candace Against the Universe on Monday. It's not DC, but it does feature the voice of Vincent Martella. So if you want to hear Jason Todd himself as Phineas Flynn for possibly the final time, check out that review when it's out. And to do that, you can hit that subscribe button and you can ring that notification bell to be notified the next time those videos come out. So what do you think about this trailer? Is anyone else as excited about this short film as I am? I absolutely cannot wait, so let me know down below. I'd love to talk to someone about it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Cheers. Thanks for watching Tube of Tunes. If you want more from the channel, hit subscribe. If you want to keep up to date with what's going on, follow us on our socials. Hope you liked it. Cheers.